all because the Dispel also does like 2,000 damage to illusions or something. Silly like that. So I think that would be a perfect fit for their lineup. It also is a hero that's not entirely greedy, so when your Kunkka and your Luna are taking...
I mean, you're coming up against this the Bulldoze, you're coming up against the Ion Shell, same sort of thing with the Surge. You just get rid of them entirely with that with the Wind Panda. So you're having a good time there.
Kimizu's gonna die though. So already the Darkseer not having too hot of a start, Raven and Genuel.
But it's always going to be a little challenging. Top side, they're actually looking to get a little bit of pressure here onto Vincenzo and Nando. DJ might be the one to fall though.
They got Buster coming out. Or a missile partner with Nando. DJ, though, might turn it back around with the abilities back up shortly. A couple more right clicks will do the dirty work.
Body blocks.
And even the body blocks as well from Jabs. He's got enough mana for the Thunderclap, and Nando gonna have to rely on cutting through the trees. But once again, Jabs with exceptional positioning. And I just asked a question if they've kind of fixed the
Primal split through. It's going to be pretty dependent on the stuns that begin the team fight, I suppose. So I don't think you can put everything onto Bob. But
might be in trouble. 4 stacks of the poison. Look at the beam
Upside,
as
Raven's
well.
in
They're able
trouble
to
too.
burst him down. Oh, Raven now is in trouble as Kimizu. Surge up in a couple of seconds if he can close the distance on the Luna. Cutting through the tree line, playing perfectly well. Selvas Noel, but instantly taking care of Raven. Finally brought down, and Kimizu's going to look to turn for a secondary target. He's going to have
pull the lane a little bit further with the Darkseer and get some of that more passive farm so that you don't have to be going up into a lot of this this magic damage harass coming out. That's one of the big benefits of the infused raindrops as well, especially with the Luna.
Nando's in trouble. Look at the damage that they're dishing out already. Jabs level 5, 3 points in the Cinder Brew, and he's able to get that last little swing. Now they're going to chase down Vincenzo as well. It's a little bit difficult without the primal split, but it's another... Is this a media build that we're going to see eventually from the Brew?
It might even just be a passive Ring of Health just to make sure that he's able to stay in the lane a little bit more.
Bottom lane, Januel. It's going to be brought down armor. We'll TP in on over though. As the boat's available and the control and the damage plentiful to be able to blow up Kimizu. A nice rotation here from the Conqueror. Now it does leave Bob solo. We'll see him try and shove at the lane simultaneously top. The action continues across the map as DJ brought down the burst. Too much for them to handle. They're still going to be cautious though. Jabs is going to have enough mana shortly with this Soul Ring usage and
to be able to proc that Cinder Brew.
Yeah, Jab's going to go for it. Split pop, the Nando is going to have to try and play off the cute jukes, but doesn't even get in the trees. First use of the primal split. Jabs will now turn his attention to Vincenzo, even with DJ involved. He just wants some urn charges. And it looks like the Weaver will find them.
The damage to take out this top tower. So this is pretty much a no-go zone for Execration right now.
Oh, bottom to go zone for Fnatic is Armel. This Invis, he can just gap close on Nando. There's even some extra TP rotations just in case Armel is lacking the damage, which it looks like he's well and truly not. Nando ticks out to the poison. They're going to try and chase down Kimizu. DJ is just such a nuisance already. 9 minutes in. The Weaver's going to run up a high ground blindly into Vincenzo, and oh, that's the price to pay.
Nice play there.
Time.
You got the Vendetta damage as well. He's going to wait until the very last second here on Vincenzo.
He's going to see Bob running on over. This should be pretty obvious, but is Raven close enough to any of his objectives to get out to safety with the use of the Mask of Madness? And now they're going to be cautious because Jab's going to TP on over. Level 8, ultimate still in the arsenal. And Vincenzo, it's going to be a fallen foe here.
What happened with Carlo? Did he just cancel his charge?
He did.
He picked up a haste, so I'm thinking maybe he wanted a little bit of extra damage, but I
he's
feel
going
like
to try and
he'd probably
charge
get
on
that
mid. Armel's not an easy kill at all, but it looks like if they can burst him before the boat, surprising amount of damage from Bob. They've still got heroes nearby. Kimizu, though, lacking the surge capability to get out to safety. My God, Jabs! You were saying before the series to me that Fnatic have been last picking Jab's hero pretty often.
The lane, you can just continue to move forward, make the most of the use of that Soul Ring, and it's just going to be a really early Ags that Jabs is picking up here.
Don't they just dive Nando? They might not even need the split for it. Forced to drop the core down, incredibly defensive just to maybe thwart the attempt from Fnatic, but regardless, Nando stacking up the deaths. We've got our third support this game for Execration. Net worth not looking good at all.
Yeah, 5 deaths so far for this gyrocopter. Not what you want, and it's not like they've even done that because there's been a lot of space
still coming out. Carlo, incredible charge on forward, finding the connection on multiple heroes. But the damage lacking at the moment. Bob not having the Sonic Wave in the arsenal is still going to jump on forward, but he's got to be cautious because Armel standing hand in hand. They've got the boat up shortly, but Bob's out to safety, and now they'll turn their attention to the Weaver as Fnatic sticking around for a little bit too long as they trade 3 for 1.
You can find, but also what you can find, and they can see that there's no stacks, so Luna's going to be farming aggressively on this side of the map.
Well, they see Raven charge on forward. Genuel standing hand in hand. Doesn't look like there's going to be much to be able to keep the Luna alive, but incredible banishment. At least dodges some of the damage from the Sonic Wave, but nonetheless, Execration will overwhelm the side of Radiant, but they're still looking to take the fight. They've got both split up in a couple of seconds. Kimizu's the target if they can burst through the Dark Sea, which they'll do so successfully. A 2 for 1 trade to start. What more are we going to see out of this team fight? Bruce still posturing
before the Luna gets to this hyper carry style of stage, but I mean, I guess you also have the Darkseer, right?
Oh, look at this movement from Fnatic straight to the gyrocopter, farming in the triangle, but the quick TP out is not fast enough. Once again, the answer's there. And stacking up the deaths this game, up to 6 so far, and he'll be fine. Just a heads out TP for himself.
The super late game, or are you playing for the now? And I feel like if you're able to have 4 primal splits at the...
Execration are playing for the now. Carlo's going to look to try and charge Raven at the moment, but instantly answered thanks to the purge. Now with the backline, Armel going to try and target down Nando. They've got plenty of damage with the helper. Jabs by Gyrocopter. Now they can turn towards Kimizu. The BKB timing working dividends here from Fnatic, as now Carlo's next on the agenda. An X back from Armel into the grasping hands of Fnatic as they find a 3 for 1 trade, and now into
the deny, or just keep it available to not remove that outpost potential. As, oh, speaking of Carlo,
he's in trouble. He's still very beefy, this hero overall. He's got some 1 charges too to play with. In fact, he's gonna look for the charge out. Ooh. But the bugs might do the dirty work, and in fact, he hasn't even gone far enough away, so DJ is able to quickly close the distance, the help of the Spirit Vessel, enough to tick the Spirit Breaker.
Don't really have anyone else to like start their team fights other than this Spirit Breaker with an Ion Shell on him. So maybe this Shadowblade timing on the Spirit Breaker is what they need.
They're gonna look to start the fight, and you know, they blow up Genuel, now turning their attention to Armel, but a little bit more difficult of a task here to go through. At least they forced a super early usage of the BKB, but now with the split, firm control around the triangle as Execration have to get out of dodge, but unfortunately Jabs, he can close the distance with ease as Nando cycloned up in the air. I mean, there's no one nearby to help him out, but it looks like he's okay because they'll turn their attention to Bob instead. X-back control lacking at the moment. Bob's just gonna go for a TP out afterwards to ever cancel all the damage. They have neither.
Just able to get away. But yeah, again, it's one of these situations where you're relying very heavily on a position 4 with Shadowblade to start all of your engagements and try and bait out these BKBs. Raven, his BKB is like
Kimizu's being stalked. Genuel still holding on to the banishment, and Nando's sticking around as well. I mean, he doesn't have a TP, so he's stuck top. They have this awareness. They can just continue to hunt as DJ. Oh, he's on the task.
Where is he?
Nando, don't leave. Don't do it. All right. This is the creeps got cleared. Actually, I think Nando was showing. See how they can start this. Bob's going to run straight to DJ, but they've got the vision, and DJ's just going to protect himself with the time lapse. Now Vincenzo has compromised his own position just to maybe try and de-ward the area, but this feels like a fight that Execration are unable to take. Everyone's out of the area.
Just using the dust to be able to pick him up there. You always feel bad with a double damage. Conquer coming at you, and yeah, just get 1 shot.
To find a window. How do you start this fight?
Now.
It's all on Kimizu. A ward used, but the vacuum lacking at the moment. Armel very deep on the front line, but the BKB protect him for quite some duration. As Radiant looking to overwhelm them on Dire's high ground. As Raven standing his ground. Nando's got no hope to fight the Luna as Bob's the next target. They've only lost to Conquer. 4 down. Spirit Breaker attempting to buy back to return them. Even Nando is going to buy back as well. 25 minutes in. 8 deaths on your gyrocopter.
They're still going forward.
They might even make it a 9th as well. Well, they might even call it. It's Fnatic. Steamroll inside the base. That's a dieback on your gyro. I mean, this one's feeling done and dust.
No.
Masterclass.
Oh, no. Not his own spray right in the
You gotta
fountain.
do it to him. One last defense? Maybe? Maybe? I mean, that is quite the way to start, but with no damage to follow up afterwards, a hope and a prayer. Fnatic. Man, that's a statement of a series. You just wiped the floor versus Execration. Game 1, Game 2, really no struggle at all. The performance we saw through the lanes, the team fighting prowess, as one last hope of a defense, but the throne's soon to fall. Raven, he's still got BKB, and he gets a kill before he dies. Fnatic. What a series.
Armel's just having a bit of a stretch. Easy clap,
chilling.
he says to himself. And yeah, Jabs, all smiles along with DJ. It's just, that's the sort of game that you want. It's the power of the blanket for Zhao as well. And yeah, Jabs absolutely